What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Happy to have you here because today in this video, we're going to talk about one of the #1 revenue drivers for your Airbnb business. And why this is so exciting is because the things I talk about in this video today, you can make these changes today to your Airbnb business, to your Airbnb listings, so you can optimize your Airbnb listing so you start ranking higher in the search results. And when you rank higher in the search results, you get more eyeballs on your listings, you get more clicks, and in turn, you drive more revenue to your Airbnb business. So we have an exciting video plan for you today because not only am I going to tell you my secrets to optimizing my Airbnb listings, I'm actually going to go live and show you examples you can see here in our Facebook group here. And if you want to join Airbnb hosts and STR pros, we share a lot of valuable insights in there, me and Genevieve, tips, tricks, whatever. So I would definitely recommend joining. We try to post every day or every couple of days with some valuable tips in there. And we're always engaging with everybody and helping out some hosts. You can see here, we reached out and we wanted to help some group members optimize your listings. So this is so important because actually here's a case study from one of our students. We took her revenue from $84,000 to $145,000 with listing optimization. Now I will preface, this wasn't all listing optimization. That was one piece of the puzzle, but this particular student had a property and she didn't have a property management system, or she wasn't leveraging dynamic pricing tools. So that's something we always do. So when it comes to squeezing the most revenue out of your business, it boils down to your systems and your property management software. It boils down to pricing strategy. That's equally important to listing optimization. Okay, pricing strategy is how you price your units, so you're maximizing how much money you're making for high demand season, for seasonality, but you're also adjusting accordingly so you can fill the lower demand days far in advance. So you're always staying booked at a perfect balance of occupancy. So you're always driving revenue to your business. Okay, so you might not double your revenue with listing optimization, but I would be willing to bet you're going to add at least 20% revenue in your business if you're not applying some of the things we're going to talk about today. So if you don't know me already, I'm an Air Force veteran. I am an Airbnb 7-figure superhost, right? So our business is going to do north of 1.5 million this year. We have 20 properties in our portfolio, and I've been doing this for about 4 to 5 years now. Nobody special, but that is why Airbnb is such an awesome business, because normal people like me can create financial freedom for themselves and their family. So I love this business. So we're going to dive into it and just go ahead and optimize some of these listings that are group members. So I believe Genevieve said we're going to optimize 3 of these listings. So we're going to go ahead and click on them. And one thing, so I guess we'll get to it as I click on there. So we're going to pick a listing here. Sure. So we'll do this listing here. Okay. As we click in, first of all, guest favorite, that's great. So this is, of course, you have to take care of your guests, so you have to worry about this. But first I want to talk about the psychology of a guest. Okay? So I need you to switch from thinking about this. This is absolutely 100% a sales page. So if you look at the psychology of a guest, right? What are most guests doing? What do you do when you're going and searching for a place for you and your family to stay on Airbnb? You're going on your phone here and you're scrolling in the market. You select your dates. You might filter by your price or amenities, and then you're scrolling for your dates and you're picking your favorite properties that stand out to you, that catch your attention, okay? And usually what you're gonna do is you're on the Airbnb page and you're gonna swipe through maybe 5 or 6 photos, decide if you like it or not, heart. Keep going, right? You keep going, swipe through, heart. Okay, keep going, swipe through, heart. And you're gonna do that. You're gonna swipe through about 5 or 6 photos on each listing before you decide to heart them. Okay, at least this is what I do. I think this is what most people do. Okay, and then after you have maybe 5 or 6 listings hearted, then you're gonna go to your wish list page. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the listings and then you're gonna pick from there. Okay, so what does that tell us about what we need to do with our listing? Okay, that tells us that, one, if people aren't even clicking on our listing sometimes before they add to their wish list, we need to make sure our title is optimized. So we want to include the main selling points in our title. Okay, so they actually did a good job. Sometimes some people like to put a name to their house. That's fine if you want to do that. That's cool. You can put 3-bedroom. That's good. Got AC if that's a rare amenity in this market. I don't know where they're located here. Of course, I got my screen up. I don't necessarily know where this house is. Westminster. I don't know where that is, but anyways, if AC is a rare amenity and that's a selling point, put that. Walk to WEM. I'm guessing this is a point of interest. I think they might have said a mall somewhere. Cool, that's a selling point. So pretty much in your title, you want to sell. This needs to say, hey, this is what makes our property unique. This is what makes our property stand out. These are our selling points. This is why you want to click on our listing, okay? Because the title is before you even get the click, okay? Same thing with these photos. So these first 5 photos need to be your absolute best photos. First 5. No particular order. You just need to have your best photos here. If you have a pool, your pool needs to be there. If you have a game room, your game room needs to be there. If you have a really cool design, your bedroom design needs to be there. Whatever, if you have a cool patio, your 5 best photos, most eye-catching photos need to be these first 5, okay? After that, if it's a big property, I would still go on to include your best photos, okay? And then at a certain point after your best photos, are in chronological order, then, or not chronological order, after your best photos are put up front, then you can go ahead and then organize them by room. So then you like living room, dining room, kitchen, bedrooms. But I always put the best photos first. Let's give them a tour of the property. Best photos. Want the first best photo for each room so you can give them a quick and easy tour. Most people are swiping. Good to go. Okay. Second, I'm going to make myself a little smaller here. This title, this description. So you did do bullet points. The description is decent. Okay, we always want to do bullet points. And this does two things. Like I told you, a lot of guests are going through a lot of listings, right? So putting bullet point format, it does two things. One, it makes it a lot easier for the guest to understand the basics and the features of a property. And two, it allows us as the host or the seller, remember, this is a sales page, to easily and quickly display our main selling features or what makes this property awesome. We want to get that across ASAP. Okay, so one thing they definitely are not doing is they're not implementing calls to action. Okay, the Airbnb algorithm rewards listings that convert well and have a lot of activity. So what does that mean? We want wish list additions. Okay, this is weird. It's putting thumbs up here. It's distracting me. But we want wish list additions. We want inquiries. We want bookings. So how do we do that? If we don't ask, they're not going to do it. So somewhere in here, I would say, to push inquiries, I'd go ahead and say, hey, ask us about seasonal discounts, ask us about special packages, ask us about weekday discounts. Hey, this is a new listing, add us to your wish list. Hey, special discounts, add us to your wish list. Ask us about this, ask us about that. You need calls to action to give people a reason to add to the wish list and then to message you. Even if you don't have a seasonal discount, a lot of us use dynamic pricing, right? So you can say, ask us about seasonal discounts. And then they DM you or inbox you in Airbnb. It pushes you higher in the algorithm. And what do we say? Hey, our prices are the best prices displayed. Like Price Labs or Dynamic Pricing already offers you seasonal discounts. So go ahead and book. It's the best rates. So definitely in the description, I would plug in here some calls to action, like at least 2 or 3, right? So, hey, new listing, add to your wish list. Down here, hey, ask us about our seasonal discounts. And then what you can do as well is in the photos, you can add captions to the photos. I'm not sure if they're doing it. So they're not doing captions to the photos. So I would definitely add in captions to the photos in here as well. Okay, moving on to the next listing. So we have, let's click on Brianna's listing in the group here. Okay, first of all, good professional photos. Of course, you need professional photos. Like I said in the last listing that we optimized, I would include your main selling points in your title. Don't think of this as like it needs to be a cute title. Think of this as a line where you need to sell the best features of your property. Okay, so whatever the best features might be of the property, what you're close to, how many are sleeping, if you have any unique amenities about your property or unique design style, definitely include that in that area. So your first 5 photos here, it looks to be just the kitchen and the dining room. Again, your first 5 photos should definitely be the top selling points or amenities of your property. So 1 picture per each of the top selling features of your property. So it looks here, let's see. Yeah, so I'd have it be like a bedroom or like a living room or that sort of thing, right? If people are swiping through and they have to swipe through 5 photos. So you have a nice backyard. So I'd definitely include that in the photos. Nice living room. So the first 5 photos should definitely include this. And then what I'd go ahead and do is have in order, I'd have 1 picture of each room in your house so a guest can quickly swipe through. So for instance, if you have 8 or 9 different spaces, then in 9 swipes, they can get an idea of the whole house rather than swiping through everything. And, at least here, the first 5 swipes would be your kitchen, okay? And what I want you guys to understand is on the mobile version, which is where guests are booking Airbnbs, it's racked and stacked in chronological order, right? So they're swiping. It's in whatever order you set the photos to. Yeah, I get it. When you click in, Airbnb automatically organizes the photos for you, but I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. If I just go to my hosting profile here and I click on one of my listings, you have to set it up on your own, right? So yeah, I guess I'll just click on this house we have in the Disney market. So you can see here in this section here, you can click on all photos. And what you're gonna do is rack and stack them in order, right? So we have this main cover photo that we created, hey, sleeps 30. This way we get across all the amenities on our listing quickly. And then we show the dining room. The reason we chose that is just because we already showed the pool in the main photo. So the dining room is really cool. We have the murals of the superheroes. It's in the Disney market. Okay, then we show the game room, which has like the dinosaur. And then we show the pool again, really cool shot. And then we show the water slide, super cool shot. And then we go kind of 1 photo of each of what our favorite rooms are, right? So then we show the living room, show a really cool adult room, show this cool Wreck-It Ralph room, show this cool Lilo and Stitch room, and then another photo of the pool with the hot tub on, another photo of the pool, then community pool, and then we just show a bunch of different rooms, right? And really, the goal is to just get across to these guests right away what they're booking. They have a really good idea of the property, and when they're swiping, they're seeing something new. Just if you think of the psychology of a guest, if they're swiping and they see the same photo of like a kitchen 5 times, they might leave your listing, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, probably going to be a lot of the same recommendations. Yeah, I mean, definitely bullet point formatted. Your descriptions are much too small. I definitely have a lot more selling features. Do bulleted format. As you can see how we set up our listings. And again, it seems weird, right? We used to do the long paragraphed text in our listings. And then what we found out, we read a book actually, and some guy like worked at Airbnb and talked about asked about seasonal discounts. And there's boost inquiries, and then we rank much higher in the algorithm. And then somebody explained to us that I mean, you're just getting your selling points across faster, and it's beneficial to us because we can display what's the best features about our property, and then it's best for guests as well because they can more easily see what the best features of the property are. So you just kind of, hey, this house features this, blah 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 blah, whatever you got. Add us to your wish list. Calls to action are huge, and then whatever else information. So these Disney houses are big. They're 12 and 15 bedrooms, so it's a little bit different than what we do in like some of our apartments. But either way, we pretty much get the best features across. Whatever we have to display, and then we go into the sleeping range, outdoor living space, whatever more features are, resort community. So I definitely use more bullet point format, and then talk about what unique features your property has, and make sure you get that across to your guests. Calls to action, definitely add those in. Where you'll sleep. Yeah, it's looking good. And then, you have 64 amenities, so I always recommend clicking as many amenities as possible. So that looks good. I think if you make those changes, you'll see a pretty big increase in your bookings there. So we'll choose one more listing here. Oh, Cocoa Beach. Okay, awesome. This is actually the next town over from where I live. Cool, great job with the guest favorite, and also the last listing I did. Brianna, I'm sure you'll get guest favorite soon as well. It seems like you're crushing it with reviews. Just make those changes. Those will probably help you get guest favorite as well, because the Airbnb algorithm and how you rank comes into play with that. Home in Cocoa Beach, you got 3 bedrooms here, not a duplex, across from the beach, roughly 100 yards. So I think your title is good. It seems like you have to include not a duplex, because it does look like a duplex. So I'd probably mistake that, and you probably have a lot of questions. You could probably shorten this a little bit, across from the beach, roughly 100 yards. Yeah, definitely you could shorten that. You could say like 1 minute walk to the beach, and then you'll still have some characters left over to add in another selling feature of the property, right? So maybe it's like the patio, maybe, hey, you're near the cruise ports, or whatever the selling point might be for this particular property. That way you don't use up all your character space with pretty much this one selling feature, right? So if you can include, another 1 or 2 selling features, that would be good. Walk to the beach, maybe you got cafes in the area or something like that, right? Hey, and outdoor patio space, coastal decor, sleeps however many people, I don't know, whatever selling feature you have of your property, I would try to squeeze in here. Your first 5 photos, originally I do like them. I don't think you need 2 photos of the exterior or the front of the house. I think the patio is good, but I don't think you need these 2. I would think you just need this 1 photo as your first 5, because remember, I'm repeating myself, but your first 5 photos should definitely be the 5 best photos that display your property. Now, I already clicked into your property. It's nice, right? So I think one of these first 5 photos should definitely be, the design of your property. I know a lot of guests traveling to beach markets in Cocoa Beach are looking for that kind of coastal feel, right? So you executed that well. So I definitely include one of these in your first 5 photos. Definitely some interior shots there. And like I said, to the other listings we're optimizing, just kind of your best photos first, 1 photo of each, and then after you can group in the rest of the shots. But 1 photo of each room in your house, the best photo you got, that kind of displays the area. Because again, the psychology of guests, they're going through Airbnb page on, as a guest on their mobile device. They're swiping through maybe 5 or 6 photos. If they like it, you're getting a heart, and they're going to keep scrolling until they have a few in their wish list, and then they're kind of going to rack and stack based on price, amenities, best feel for their property. Then they might click into your listing a little bit more and read more, right? So yeah, I like the listing. So just make the changes to the photos, and then at that point, once they click into your listing, that's kind of when you're able to sell them here. So a lot of guests, it just makes it easier. Like you could definitely form this into bullet point format. Just get this, more accurately across, right? So like, hey, it's a 1 minute walk to the beach, right? Incredible piece. Yeah, so you can say, hey, 1 minute walk to the beach, or you can walk to downtown Cocoa Beach, or however you want to say it, right? 0.2 miles to the beach, 0.1 miles to the beach, 0.1 miles to downtown Cocoa Beach. Just saying like, hey, you're where you want to be, you're located where you want to be. Here's the features we have to make your stay fun and memorable with your family, or comfortable with your family, because that's all guests are looking for. However many bedrooms and baths, you can do that in a bullet point. Just get this information across quickly and clear to your guests. They'll appreciate that. And then add in, park your car within walking distance. That's not bad. I like that, but I think you could do better with this over here, park your car. So I like that as a selling point. I mean, that's great, right? Because, you know, the main selling point of this property is it's close to everything. But I think if you just switch it up to bullet format and just get across main selling features, hey, you're close to everything. You can go to the beach. You can go to Heidi's Jazz Club. You can go to all these cool coffee shops in downtown Cocoa Beach. Hey, we got a comfortable place. It's relaxing. You got the convenience of a washer and dryer. You know, you got a sleeper sofa, smart TV, whatever. This is not a duplex. You get the whole place to yourself. I think that will help you sell, and then add in some calls to action. You know, message us about seasonal discount. Hey, add us to your wish list for whatever reason, and you can add those in here, and you can also add those as captions under your photos. I think that's going to make a big change on how well your listing converts here. As far as amenities, 48 seems a little low. I would go ahead and just double check to make sure you have all the amenities checked off. And I'm not honestly too sure, but I feel like the algorithm rewards listings that are more complete. So like body soap, you can check off whatever type you have, right? So like, I don't know if you use Suave or Costco brand or whatever it may be, you can add that in. So I just double check and make sure you have all your amenities checked off there. And then your reviews are good. I think if you make those changes, you'll see a pretty good increase in your conversion rates there as well.